The Bridge Riddle. Once upon a time, there was a man who lived in a little village by a river. He had a dog, a chicken, and a bushel of grain, all of which he adored. One day, he decided to visit his cousin, who lived on the other side of the river. He packed his belongings and set off with his dog, chicken, and grain. He soon reached a bridge that crossed the river, but there was a problem. The bridge was old and weak, and it could only support the weight of the man and one of his items at a time. The man thought for a while and realized that he could not leave his dog with his chicken because the dog would eat the chicken, or leave his chicken with his grain because his chicken would eat the grain. He wondered how he could cross the bridge with all his items safely. He decided to try the following plan. He took the chicken across the bridge and left it on the other side. He went back and took the dog across the bridge and left it on the other side. He went back and took his grain across the bridge, but his chicken was nowhere to be found. He was perplexed. He was startled. He had no idea what had happened. He glanced at his dog, but there was no blood or feather in the dog's mouth. He was convinced that his dog did not eat his chicken. He pondered it. He believed that his dog was attempting to eat his chicken, and the chicken fled. He realized he had made a mistake and should not have left his chicken and his dog together. He was saddened by the loss of his favorite chicken, but he decided to continue his journey to his cousin's house nevertheless. He only managed to cross the bridge with 2 items intact. The man finally arrived at his cousin's house, where he was warmly welcomed. He told his cousin about his adventure on the bridge, but he did not mention losing his chicken since he was too embarrassed to say anything about it. When the man arrived, his cousin greeted him with gleeful voice and smile. "Hello, dear cousin. It had been a long time since we last saw each other. How have you been doing? How are you today?" The man replied with a sad tone, "Just fine." Yes, it had been a long time since we last saw each other. Nothing has changed. It's the same old things every day. What's the matter with you, my cousin? You sound sad today. I suppose your journey here did not go well, his cousin added. The man retorted, "I'm fine. I'm just a little tired from walking and carrying my items to here." Well, my cousin, brighten up. Tonight is a special feast to honor your journey here. I've been preparing a delicious meal just for you, composed of baked chicken, potatoes, gravies, and coleslaw, stated the man's cousin. When the man heard a delicious meal consisted of baked chicken, the man almost choked on the water he was sipping. The man assumed that the cooked chicken was the one he had lost. What's wrong with you, cousin? Do not choke on the water in this manner. Please don't leave me. Do you hear what I'm saying? I can't eat all of this delicious baked chicken by myself, his cousin said. The man became upset with his cousin. The man's cousin took his hand and led him to the kitchen, where he saw the chicken being cooked in an oven. When the man saw the chicken cooking in the oven, he became enraged and yelled, Yes, I did lose my chicken on the way here today. Why did you have to prepare my chicken in such a way? You were unable to save it for me. You just had to kill it and had to make a meal out of it, right? My dear cousin, just relax, his cousin replied as he caressed him on the shoulder. That is not your chicken. Your chicken is unharmed. I saved it and keep it in a cage over there for you. Can you hear your dog barking? She's probably playing with your chicken right now. Please follow me. To calm and explain to the man. Really? Exclaimed the man, his face was glowing. Are you serious? Please show me. Where is my beloved chicken? Both gentlemen headed to the barn where the chicken was housed and where the man's dog was barking. The man was overjoyed and pleased to see his chicken once more. He took it in his arms, hugged it, and kissed it. Don't try to flee like that. Did you hear me? The man said to his favorite chicken. I suppose your chicken still remembered its birthplace, the man's relative said. It came right here. Maybe your dog chased it or startled it, and the chicken ran to here. The man's dog gazed at him as if she remembered when he was staring at her back at the bridge, thinking she was the one eating his chicken. But the dog was happy since she knew she'd be eating the bones from that cooked chicken soon. You're correct, cousin. This chicken was given to me a year ago. It's incredible that it remembers your home. Is it capable of memory? Well, thank you so much for saving the chicken, my beloved cousin. How about that delectable meal consisting of baked chicken, potatoes, gravies, and coleslaw? The man asked. That's what I'm talking about, said the man's cousin. Let's get some food. I'm hungry. Are you hungry, Becky? Look at her, she's leaping around. She must be hungry as well. Let's get going, cousin. Let's go, Becky. At first, the man did not enjoy his stay with his cousin, who served him a lovely lunch of baked chicken, potatoes, gravies, and coleslaw. His day and mood improved when he learned that his chicken was safe and sound. He indeed had a wonderful time staying at his cousin's house. But the man had not resolved the bridge dilemma yet. The man reflected, my plan didn't seem to make sense. I was such a moron for leaving the dog alone with the chicken. If the chicken hadn't gone away to my cousin's home first, it could have devoured my beloved chicken. What if I separated the chicken from the dog, keeping them apart so they didn't fight or the dog couldn't eat the chicken? Maybe I could tie the dog to a tree or a post on the other side, or locate a cage or a basket to put the chicken in, the man continued to think. On the other hand, I could instruct my dog not to eat my chicken. Nevertheless, these are not the most efficient ways. None is the best option, the man continued pondering. I'm afraid I don't have a solution for this puzzle. Or perhaps there is no solution and I must give up one of my belongings. That would be terrible. There has to be a way out of this. Let me sleep on this. Maybe I'll have an answer when I wake up tomorrow morning. That night, he dreamed about resolving the bridge problem. In his dream, he saw an old man who resembled him. Perhaps it was his old age, or perhaps it was his father. He witnessed how the old man solved the bridge puzzle. The next morning, the man woke up very early. He was overjoyed. He remembered how the elderly man crossed the bridge with the dog, the chicken, and the grain without losing any of them. The man determined to put what he saw in his dream into action. He brought 3 items with him, pretending as a dog, a chicken, and a basket of grain. The man went to the bridge and performed the following actions. 1. He carried 1 item across the bridge, pretending as a chicken, and left it on the other side. 2. He returned and took another item, posing as a bushel of grain, across the bridge and left it on the other side, but he brought the chicken item back with him. 3. He left the chicken item on the original side of the bridge and carried another object across the bridge, claiming to be a dog, and left it on the other side. 4. He returned and crossed the bridge one last time with the chicken item. Everything went flawlessly for the man. At no point were the dog and chicken or the chicken and grain left together, being there to watch or defend them. He was overjoyed to have made it across the bridge with all of his belongings intact. The man had been going to his cousin's place quite frequently since he solved the bridge dilemma. His cousin commended him for solving the puzzle. The man enjoyed his journey and his stay with his cousin, and he would never forget the bridge wisdom shown to him by the elderly man in his dream. End of the Bridge Riddle. Thanks for listening to the Bridge Riddle story. Have a great day.